You can see I have a tape measure. I have no idea why I'm marking the hole this way. It would have been much easier if I just measured up from the floor. I believe that's called overthinking for the camera. In the last video, I talked about my struggles with figuring out how to film myself in order to make things more interesting. But as it turns out, the hardest part is trying to talk to you while filming. And I had plans to talk on camera through this entire project, but once I turned the camera on, my nerves got the best of me, and I was then very thankful for voiceovers. I've been practicing a little, so after this project, I'm going to give it another shot. I'm guessing that alone will make things more interesting. I ran power from the house to the shop and did all the wiring myself. Where I live, you don't have to be a licensed electrician to do your own wiring. You do have to be licensed for plumbing, so I'm not sure what that says about Arkansas. I know just enough about wiring to get myself into trouble trying to explain it. So it's in both of our best interests when I skip showing most of the wiring and leave the shocking stuff to the professionals. One thing I will say, after building my shop, if you think you're putting enough outlets in, you're not. I swear I put an outlet every 4 feet, and it still doesn't feel like I have enough. Moving on to the insulation. Installing insulation seems pretty straightforward, but as it turns out, there is a great insulation debate. Some people will tell you push the insulation in and staple the flanges to the sides of the rafters or the studs. Others will tell you to keep it flush and overlap the flanges on the face of the boards. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've always done the latter. We just about got that finished up. Let's see if we can head back outside and finish up the skirting. I'm using the same galvanized metal here as I did on the shop. It not only ties the two buildings together, but by burying it in the ground 5 inches or so, it will help keep the possums, armadillos, groundhogs, and skunks from moving in. I'm hoping the lack of a bathroom inside will help keep the in-laws from doing that as well. I am now on the west side of the building. There used to be an awning on this side of my shop. In 2020, we got hit with a small tornado that took down all of our big cedar trees, and a couple of them came down on the awning, and that was the end of that. The colors you're about to see are not your gummies kicking in early. It's just the sun setting on me while I finish this up. Now it's time to do something with those rusty metal panels we took off the roof in our last video. I got them off an old barn that collapsed, but I have no idea if the barn was their original home or if they were already repurposed. I really like the looks of this stuff, and using them in here will give this room a bit of a rustic charm. After I use what I need on the ceiling, I'll have enough left over to put on the bottom of the walls. The more metal I put up, the less plywood we'll have to buy. That's a win in my book. It's starting to feel like we're finally in the home stretch, which might actually be a first for me. I often find myself not finishing the projects I start. I get them about 80 to 90% completed and then just dive right into something else. I know I'm not the only one that does this. Does anyone know why we do this? A prime example is my shop. I got the inside somewhat usable and then just moved everything in. It's another huge mess, and I'm really not looking forward to the day I have to tackle that one. Wait till you see it. I thought I was done with Eva's chicken coop and our shed, but there's still a few things with each of them that I need to finish up. Maybe making these videos will encourage me enough to start seeing my projects all the way through. I guess we'll find out. All that's left for this room is to finish the interior walls and build a workbench. Then we can move all of Eva's stuff in. One more video ought to do it. I really appreciate you following along. It's definitely encouraging. And I'll catch you next time on Livin' Rustic.